Hello friends, and welcome to tonight's beer review, which I am dubbing There's Two Hurricanes Headed for Hawaii, so Viva la Apocalypse. So there's only two more beers to review, and because there's two hurricanes coming, who knows, I might be blown away, so I actually bought beer against my own personal wish. Not expensive beer, just a little 4-pack of Torpedo. I just want to be happy tonight, okay? Can't that be happy, please? Okay. So, tonight's beer is Yvan the Great, Belgian Style Blonde. This hoppy blonde ale blends a dry, complex yeast character of Belgian farmhouse ales with a bright citrus-like profile of American-grown hops. As longtime friends, Russian River brewmaster Vinny Silurzo and our own Brian Grossman are no strangers to brewing experiments. For this collaboration, they honored their friend and renowned Belgian brewer Yvan de Bayets. Okay, I pronounced it wrong. This Belgian-American mashup harmoniously blends Yvan's penchant for yeast with Vinny and Brian's affinity for hops. So, this is 6.3. Not that strong compared to a lot of the beers in this. And 50 IBU, so kind of hoppy. So this is a Belgian. You can kind of see that there's, well, maybe you can't, since this camera's not the best. But there's yeast on the bottom of this, so I'm going to try to do my best to avoid pouring it out all the way. Pouring a Belgian's kind of a pain in the butt. Aisle is fine. Oopsie. Shit. Okay. Got a little yeast in there, but not that much. As you can see, there's still some sediment on the bottom there. But I accidentally did get some yeast in there, but that's okay. It's supposed to have a yeast character. Okay. So, a beautiful cloudy golden yellow color, highly carbonated, with a fluffy white head, which is kind of small because I was trying to avoid getting yeast in there. What hits first is the yeast, which is strongly phenolic in character, but not very banana-y this time. It's much more spicy. And it kind of blends with the floral and spicy hops. There's hints of lemon in there, but really, well, it's mostly yeast with a, well, yeah, yeast and hops. It's kind of blend and play together. Yes. There's this delicious lemony taste up front. Not super sour, but it's nicely tart that lingers throughout the entire taste, the entire sip, all the way to the finish. You know, there's still that tartness remaining on the tongue. There's a nice crisp bite from the carbonation also in the front. The yeast and the hops kind of come in at the middle and the finish, and both at the same time. There is that clove character to the yeast, but it's not as strong as you would expect for something with the Belgian appellation. Not getting much of a sense of the grains here because of the tartness of the front end. Maybe just a slight crackeriness. This is very dry and has an almost clean finish except for a slightly bitter hop lingeringness and a slight tartness that lingers. Now you can tell these are West Coast hops and not as some sort of European hops because of the strongness of the profile and the lingering finish. Quite refreshing, I have to say. It does not drink like a 6.3. I would say it would be a 5.0 almost. There's almost a white wine-like character to the finish. A very dry white wine. Kind of a grassiness to the front palate as well underneath the lemony tartness. Bitterness of the hops. There's very much a floral sense going through my, the nasal cavity. But there's just a tiny bit of resinous to the bitterness there. I like this a lot better than Myron's Walk. It's a lot more balanced. I would have used a little bit more malts, but definitely not a drain pour, definitely not a failure by any means. It could also be that I'm really thirsty and been working hard all day, so the dryness and crispness is really just fitting for me right now. Otherwise, I might find it a little bit too dry. Excuse me, very carbonated. I can't think of much else to say about it. Other than, I really would like to try this in Myron's Walk, side by side. Myron's Walk was the one I did earlier, the other Belgian West Coast fusion. Just to see if it kind of holds up. Well, I'd like to do it, but it's almost theoretical at this point. Beer Camp has been sold out in Hawaii for quite some time. It's probably sold out across most of the nation at this point. If you still see it and haven't tried it, please pick it up. If you see it and haven't tried it, but you don't like beer, why are you watching this? But buy it anyway and mail it to me, because I would like it. Again. And I will give you a shout out and a big hug. So, anyways, Yvan the Great, Belgian Style Blonde. Definitely Belgian, with a nice touch of the West Coast finish. So, I'm not sure what they say to say cheers in Belgium, whether it's French or Flemish, or perhaps even classic Walloon. But, cheers.